from the component side $15 billion. So which is slightly lower than 2% of the global trade. Since we are a huge industry and a huge market, we have a long way to go. So we in the government assessed the strengths of our Indian auto industry. We have reached a critical mass, but now when we look at the advanced automotive components, they comprise as on today about 3% of the value in terms of Indian auto sector production. Currently, this ratio is at 18% when we look at the global auto sector. By estimates, because of the more and more connected vehicles, shared vehicles, autonomous vehicles coming in, this 18% is likely to go to 30% at global level by 2030. So, to increase the size of Indian auto industry, this is the area we need to focus. So that's how this PLI scheme has been framed. In these advanced automotive components, where our production is low, it's mainly because we lack economies of scale, we lack technology, we lack suppliers base. So Indian auto industry requires a great structural change to reach there. The PLI scheme is to act as a catalyst and help the industry in bringing about this structural change so that Indian auto industry is put on the trajectory of a much higher growth rate. With this objective, we have decided that advanced automotive component supply chains which are either weak or non-existent, the government shall be helping them to the extent the industry in auto faces cost disabilities. The industry projected these cost disabilities in the range of 15%. The government is meeting that cost disability fully without any cut. And we are hopeful that this will lead to an investment of more than 45,000 crores over the next 5 years in the Indian auto sector. And this will lead to incremental production of advanced automotive products to the tune of rupees 2,31,500 crores and generate additional job of 7.6 lakhs. So this is the basic objective of this PLI scheme. It's a complete chart. So I think if I try to describe, it won't be as interesting. If you display that chart to the eligible person, he'll capture it immediately. So the criteria is, there are two sectors. One is the existing sector, other is the new non-automotive sector. So what we are asking, new non-automotive sectors, we are asking net worth as on 31st March 2021. In case of the existing sector, we have two components, that is the OEMs and the components. So we are asking them about the global revenues and global fixed assets. So different yardsticks are there for different categories. Then they have to bring in investment. So that is the eligibility. Then investment is different for different categories because requirement is different. For 4-wheeler OEMs, it is 2,000 crore over 5 years. For 2 and 3-wheelers, it is 1,000 crore. For auto components, it is 250 crores. But for the new people who are not in this business, for them the component side is 500 crore rupees and for the OEM side is 2,000 crores. But these are the eligibilities. They don't give you anything. What you get is based on what you sell, and what you sell in the advanced automotive component sector. The sales which you are already doing is okay because you don't need any support. But the new sales you will be doing, that is when you will be producing with cost disabilities. To compensate for the cost disabilities, the payout, which is called incentive, goes up to 18% in both the component sector and the OEM sector. And very interesting thing here is, for the hydrogen fuel cell and the electric vehicles, there is an additional advantage because for electric vehicles, we already have a FAME scheme going on, which is rupees 10,000 crores. So a person can take benefit on both the sides, under FAME as well as this PLI. Because FAME, we are giving benefit to the buyer. Under PLI scheme, we are giving incentive to the manufacturer. Then for electric vehicles, as on today, you see in electric vehicle, there are basically two parts. One is the battery, which is coming from cells, and second is the powertrain. Both of these are today not made in India. So we have another PLI which we announced in May of rupees 18,100 crore. That is for manufacture of advanced chemistry cells. So under that, whosoever produces, they have to bring in 25% value addition to start with and 60% local value addition within 5 years. So for the first time, a person who is producing cells in India, say, gets benefit under the PLI scheme for ACC, and then that person is also an auto. He can get benefit up to 18% under this. So 20% benefit is under advanced chemistry cell and up to 18% benefits under PLI for auto. With these three schemes combined, India is probably the best place in the world now to manufacture cells and electric vehicles. So we are looking forward to a big change happening in the near future for manufacturing of EVs in India.
So is the PLI revenue eligibility and the investment eligibility for 5 years?
From the government, there are certain, as per the distribution of powers, certain things are done by Government of India, certain things are done by state government. So industry needs certain things or facilitation or support from one institution and some from the other. So in this case, this fell in the domain of the union government. The Government of India has walked the talk. So far as the state government is concerned, the requirements would be different across different states. So I can't decipher the requirement of each and every state. I think it is up to the industry and the state government, wherever what is required, they will probably facilitate and fill that gap, if any.
Probably identify